Dara and Devin, this is from the Black Dog Lodge famous Wall of Fame. Your mom and dad have been hanging there for over 30 years. Actually, your mom was pregnant with you in this picture. We have so many fond memories of Rob. Too many to mention, but we're going to try and pick a few of them.
Well, the very first one, we have to start with the river trip. 1985, we took a river trip on the Salmon River in Idaho in, when was that? That was August. I guess it was the summertime, and Rob joined us on the trip. And this is where the famous bulb brights came into play.
He invented them.
Yep, he did. It was pretty dark at night when we camped on the beach. And so Rob was saying, well, what do I do when I get out of the tent? I won't be able to find out where I can go to the bathroom. And I said, well, I have these miner's hats. You know, they were the ones that went around your head, and a little beam came out. So Rob grabbed one of those, and I said, the next morning, I said, well, how'd that work, Rob? And he says, well, I had to hold that light way, way down, you know, by my privates so I could see where to go to the bathroom. And I said, well, good. I think you've just invented what is called the bulb brights. So that was a good Rob story.
Oh, well, there were a lot of Rob stories on that trip. In fact, he earned the nickname River Jerk. I can't really remember why, but he was always River Jerk after that. And then there's the band.
Oh, the band.
Oh, the
well,
band.
you know, Rob joined the band after we stopped playing nightclubs and that kind of work. And so Rob joined my band and was the drummer for many years. Got a good story. We were playing a job down in Imperial Valley at the Del Rio Country Club, matter of fact. So John and I had been together for quite a few years, and we had harmonies worked out. So we were doing a song, I forget which song it was, but all of a sudden it didn't sound right. You know, I couldn't put my finger on it. Something's wrong here. Somebody's off key. So I turned around and looked, and here was Rob singing in the microphone. And I went, whoa, okay, so we'll fix this. The next break, we turned Rob's microphone off. We never had a problem after that.
That was cold.
Yep, that was
was
what had to be done.
Well, and then what about the Cecil's incident?
Oh, well, Cecil's. Okay, well, you know, Rob was part owner of Quig's, and they were going to open up down below Quig's, and they were trying to think of a name for the restaurant down below.
And they offered a free dinner.
A free dinner, yeah, free dinner. So I said, well, okay, Rob, why don't you call it Cecil's? Because years ago there used to be a bridge that went from Ocean Beach to Mission Beach, and it was a little tiny cafe to the left of the bridge, and it was called Cecil's. So many people put in different names and everything, and Rob came to me and said, okay, you won the dinners for two, and the name Cecil's stuck.
Wait a minute. I never got taken out to dinner there.
Well, I never did either.
You probably took a date.
No, I never did either.
Well,
and Rob
still owes us a dinner.
Rob, I'm going to collect, you know.
That's right.
You know where.
Right,
but I'm going to collect.
Oh, another fun story was also over 30 years ago.
Yep.
Up in Vulcan Mountain.
Oh, when they drove Muji up.
Ah, Muji. Oh my gosh. Do you have pictures of Muji, Dara? Oh, that was funny. Well, one of the funny stories wasn't about Rob, but it was about your dog Boomer. Do you remember, Dara, when we went up to the cabin, we all got together and we were going to have a ham dinner. I think what was the expensive ham company?
It was like...
I forget. You know the one.
Whatever.
I can't remember the famous ham. So we went to get the ham.
Well, wait a minute.
And
we went on a walk.
Oh, yeah, we left.
went on a walk, and we left the dogs inside the cabin up in Julian.
No, I think he took it outside, but whatever. We went to eat the ham, and the ham was missing. And then I think Boomer started to eliminate, and out came the foil. Do you remember? So we figured out where the ham went. So I know it's not a Rob story, but it was related to Rob.
Well, and then now we got to absolutely bring up my 50th birthday party. Where
wait. For the 50th birthday party, talk about what a tough flight instructor.
Oh, I
and
will.
why you took flying lessons.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to learn how to fly to get over the fear
Of
of
flying.
flying. Yeah, okay. So Rob says, well, I'll teach you. Okay, so Rob was very, very patient. I remember the first time, okay, I'm going down the runway at Montgomery Field, and we're approaching the end of the runway, and Rob goes, well, there's something you got to do right now. And then I'm panicked. And I said, well, what? He says, well, you better lift back on the wheel so we can get up in the air before we crash into the end of these buildings down here.
He was patient.
Yeah, he was a patient guy. Anyway, it was very hard for me to get a pilot's license, but Rob stuck with me. And
he was tough because Steve would come home and just look like he had been put through the ringer. And I guess, what was it that Rob made you do? Stalls or spins?
Made me do spins.
Oh my gosh.
So, it wasn't required, but that was the kind of a teacher he was. He was very patient. And
I was Steve's only only passenger. We took one flight. That was all either of us could handle, and Steve retired.
Yeah.
But he did have his pilot's license thanks to Rob.
I did. But
okay,
now we're going to tell you about my 50th
Okay, so
birthday
Dara
party.
was in on this, and we wanted to surprise Steve-O and do something special because having been a popular entertainer in San Diego, I was either going to have a big party and waste a lot of money on booze.
Yep.
I had a better idea. Let's take 6 of us to Cabo and spend 5 days at the Palmilla. And so we needed a bigger plane. So Rob rented a bigger, beautiful plane. And Dara, I think you remember, we packed it. We had it all ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
But we told Steve we were just going to Catalina for breakfast.
That's right.
So we had this skit planned that we were going to put nylon stockings over our face so that we could hold a gun to their heads and say, okay, you're being hijacked, go to Cabo or you're dead. Well, we had a really hard time getting the stockings over our head. My brother-in-law's head was too big. And if you remember, Dara, we were wetting our pants laughing in the back of the plane. We wanted to get the skit done quickly because we knew the tower was going to let Steve and Rob know where we were really going, right? So that was fun. So we landed in Cabo. We had a private airstrip.
Yep.
We had a great time. Oh my God, that was one of the best memories.
That was a good one. Well, anyway, these are just a few of the stories that we'd like to share with you guys, and like to tell you that Rob was a very good friend, and we miss him a lot.
We are so heartbroken, and even though we really didn't see Dara and Rob that much over the last few years, good friends are always good friends. And when we saw you guys a few months ago, oh, I'm so grateful for that. So thank you guys, and hope we brought a smile to your face, and we love you.
Yep, love you.